So this question say express as a single matrix. So this question is about matrices, adding matrices and subtracting matrices. Now, for part 1, you have a 3 by 2, 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, and 2 columns, 1, 2. So it's a 3 by 2. A 3 by 2 can only add to a 3 by 2. Like matrices can only add to each other. Only like matrices can add to each other. So is the other matrix of 3 by 2? 1, 2, 3 rows, 2 columns? Yes. So these two matrices can add. These two matrices subtracted. This is a 2 by 2, 2 rows, 2 columns. Another 2 by 2, 2 rows, 2 columns. The only thing there, you have a negative 2 outside. We have to multiply each term here by the negative 2 and then we subtract. Multiplication comes before subtraction. So we must multiply before we subtract for part 2. So let's do part 1. Now we have established already that these two matrices can add. Now the sum we're going to get will be another 3 by 2. Okay, it will be another 3 by 2 matrix. 3 rows and 2 columns. Now what we need to know is to add the corresponding elements. So 5 corresponds to 1, so it's 5 plus 1. Negative 2 corresponds to negative 3, so it's negative 2 plus a negative 3. Negative 1 corresponds to 0, so it's negative 1 plus 0. 3 plus negative 3. 4 plus 8. And negative 6 plus 7. Now the resultant matrix you're going to get is another 3 by 2, 3 rows and 2 columns. 5 plus 1 is 6. A negative 2 and a negative 3 is a negative 5. A negative and a negative is a positive. A negative meaning going to the left, and another negative going to the left. You going to the left, or you're taking out and taking out. So you're taking out 5 in all. Take out 2 and you take out 3. Take out 5. A negative 1 plus 0 is negative 1. 3 subtract 3, 0. 4 plus 8 is 12. And negative 6 plus 1, you take out 6 from, you take out 6 from 7, negative 6 plus 7, taking out 6 from 7 will give us 1. Let's do part 2. So as we said, these two matrices can subtract because they are both 2 by 2s. Okay. However, here we have a negative 2 multiplying to that matrix there, 3150. Multiplication comes before subtraction. Multiplication comes before addition. So we must do the multiplication before we do any subtraction or addition. Just for convenience purposes, we can leave the negative sign, outside there. Okay. And leave the negative sign outside there. And we're going to multiply each term. It's like you distributing the 2. Each term inside there, we're going to multiply them by, or each element in this matrix is going to be multiplied by 2. Okay. So now we are going to have 3 is a 6, 1 is a 2, 5 is a 10, and 0 is 0. Now we can subtract. Okay. Now we're going to subtract a 2 by 2, subtract a 2 by 2. We're going to get back another 2 by 2. Let me carry that first, just copy that first matrix there. Because it have the elements in it already. It is 7. So it's 7 subtract 6. The 7 there already. 7 subtract 6. Negative 6 subtract 2. We have the negative 6 there already. Negative 6 subtract 2. 3 subtract 10. We have the 3 there already. 3 subtract 10. We have to subtract corresponding elements. The 4 corresponds to the 0. 4 subtract 0. Now we're going to get, as we said, another 2 by 2. That will be our difference. 7 subtract 6. 1. A negative 6 and a negative 2 will give us a negative. A negative and a negative is a negative. You're taking out 10 from 3. That's 10 to the left. That's plenty to the left, you know, or you're taking out plenty and it's just 3 you have. So you still have more to take out, or you're still going to the left, which is negative 7. 3 subtract 10 is negative 7. 4 subtract 0, you are left with 4, and basically that's it. So just remember, we must multiply by the 2 before we do the subtraction. Multiplication comes before subtraction, and you simply subtract corresponding elements.